So good afternoon, students. Today's class we will see about the basic CRUD operation. So C for create, R for read, U for update, and delete. So the complete CRUD operation. So you will create an API with the help of servlet programming. The API which will be connected to postgres database and then perform insert operation, select operation, update operation, as well as delete operation. So the first one. So create operation. So we choose to insert a new item into a table. So create operation in the sense we choose to insert a new item into your table. So delete operation, we choose to remove the existing item in the table. Read operation, we choose to view the entire table. Then update operation, we choose to update a value for a particular item. So this is the entire CRUD operation, CRUD, create, read, update, and delete. So with the help of servlet connected with a database called the postgres for inserting a new element, deleting an existing element, and then read entire value or read a particular value based on where condition. Similar way, update the data. So this is the basic CRUD activity. So the first one. So initially, the collection of packages was imported. If you are creating a class, automatically the Eclipse ID helps you to import a package. After that, this is the basic structure. The name of the class, then extends HTTP servlet, then method called as doGet or doPost. Inside that, I will initialize a out print writer out equal to response.getWriter of. With the help of the object out, you are passing a value to the browser. So similar way, already in the previous video, so we have created a DB connector. We choose to create a new connection. So connection CON, which is equal to DB connector dot get connection of. So we choose to establish a new connection. Now the first activity, which is for read. The first activity which is named as D, read operation. So CRUD operation, the first activity which is called as read activity. So connection CON equal DB connector dot get DB connection. So connection was established. After that, create a statement, connection dot create statement. The result set RS equal to statement dot execute query, select star from login user. So we choose to collect the entire data from the table login user and store it into object RS. Now for entire data, so for storing it in an array, we are creating a JSON array row equal new JSON array of while rs.next. Inside that, I will create a JSON object, then jo.put, JSON object.put, user ID, rs.getInt of user ID. So it will be put into a JSON object. Then now username, rs.get string of username. So username which is stored in uname. Then password which will be stored in pass. So password value which is stored in pwd. Now row.put of ko. So we choose to put it in an array called as row. Now just you have to print out print or println out.println. Then inside that you will pass the JSON array that will be called as row. So the entire JSON array which will be returned to your browser. So which will print the entire database value. This is the basic read operation. So second operation which will be called as create. Create in the sense insert. So create in the sense insert. So normally the very basic insert query. So string a variable insert roles SQL. Inside double quotes I will write a query insert into table name. Insert into table name. I have closed this double quotes. Here. Plus is a concatenation operator. Then this is not required anyway. Okay. This is not required. We have to remove these things. These are not required. So insert into table name of the field name insert into table name of field name. Then I have closed the double quotes here, plus again open a double quote. Inside that, question mark. Inside that, I will place question mark. So I will create a string, insert into GL roles, then role name, values, plus question mark, then semicolon. So the query was created. Now I will pass the value of the question mark. String role name, so just empty. So I have read the role name from a form or API, Postman, something like that. So request.get parameter of role name. So I have read the role name from HTML form or Postman API and store it into a variable called as role name. So just reading the value and store it into a variable called as role name. Now statement stmt equal to null. So now this is a new line. Always this line was required in all the actions. That is response dot add header of access control allow origin star. So always a response, you are connected with the postgres database. Similar way, you have connected with the Postman. Postman is fine. After that, you will create a new something called as Angular web page or React web page. So React web page, which is in a cross domain, which is in a different domain, and Servlet API, which is stored in different domain. So in that case, that which will display the error called as cross origin, CORS error. The error which will be named as cross origin error, CORS error. In that case, for avoiding cross origin error, you have to allow all the pages response.add header of access control allow origin all pages. So all pages which allowed from Node.js or Angular. So next, you have to establish a connection. Then create statement of. Now there is a new line, prepare statement, something object prepare statement, which is equal to connection variable dot prepare statement of your insert query. So now you have to pass. If it is select query, you have to use the result set. If it's insert query, you have used prepare statement p equal connection dot prepare statement of insert query. Now for passing argument to the question mark, so prepare statement dot set string 1. So first question mark. If you are having multiple question marks, 2, 3, 4 up to. So prepare statement dot set string of 1 comma role name. So whatever role name which read from either HTML form or Postman API, which will be inserted here. So now my query was insert into GL roles, role name, values. The value was something called as admin. So which was admin. Now prepare statement dot execute, not execute query, here execute update. So which was update. So this is what insert query was. So first one select query, which is used via result set. Second one insert query, which performed via prepare statement. Now the third one for update query. Now the third one which is for update query. So here same thing, all those things are same. This only new. So statement connection dot create statement, statement dot execute update, update table name, set field name, update table name, set field name, which is equal set field name, which is equal whatever value I have received from my HTML form, where role ID, whatever role ID I have received. So role ID and role name passed from HTML or Postman API. So based on that role ID, the role name was updated. Just normal update query which is written here, then which was update. Similar way, that is for delete query. So role ID was received from Postman or HTML. Then statement dot execute update, delete from table name where role ID equal to a particular role ID. So the value was deleted. So the entire value was deleted. This is what a normal servlet program works for CRUD operation. Create, read, update and delete operation. So pgadmin 4, parallel I will open the pgadmin. So the master password of pgadmin was postgres. Then open a postgres server. Then create a new query tool. So click on here and create a query tool. I will create a new database for this new project. So name the student. So create database student. Create database name. Then execute the same. Once the student database was created, then right click on databases and refresh, which will display the database named as student. Then right click on student database and tools query tool. Then which will open a query tool for student database. Now create a table. Create table, name of the table as student, database as student, table as student. Inside that we'll have two fields. One is a name, varchar of 20. The second one, which is called as email, which is varchar of 20. So I will create a new table. Yes, table was created inside a database called the student. Now the project will be called the student student So create a new project. Then next and create web.xml file. Finish. Now I have converted my project into Maven. So configure, convert to Maven project. Finish. So the project was converted into Maven project. Build is progress. Please wait. After that, you will create a dependency stack. Dependency stack. Dependency. Slash dependency. So inside that I will copy paste the required dependencies from my previous project. So the required dependencies are one which will be called as postgres, the second one which will be called as JSON. So I have copy paste from previous project. So previous project which will be named as, I think, user mgmp. So I will copy paste these two dependencies from here and paste it inside new project which will be called as student management. So paste it the same. Now the required dependencies postgres as well as JSON which will be installed in my new project. So similar way I have copy paste the db connector.java. It's already created last class. So I have copy paste the class. So same thing I have copy paste in student management. So new class named as db connector. Finish. And then same code. So I have removed everything and paste it here. So my new database which will be named as student. So just that will be changed here. So everything was fine. Now I have saved my file. So entire thing was ready. Now I will create a new class for servlet. So new class which is named as read student. Finish. So yes, same thing. So I have copied the same program from read user. So I have copy paste from read user. Here there I have don't apply any filter. So read student, I have copy pasted everything. So I have modified the same. So the class which will be named as read student. Just enough. Method is do get, then db connector, select star from my table name student. Okay. Then I have read jo.object. This is not required. Array and creator. Then first field name that will be called as name of the student. The second field name, which is called as email ID. So first field name, which is called as name. The second field name, which is called as email ID. Now I have saved my file. Entire thing was ready. So it's ready for processing. Now I will open existing web.xml file. So I have copy paste the read user content, both servlet as well as servlet mapping. I have opened my new file, src main web app web.inf web.xml. Inside that I will paste it here. I have changed it to read student. I have changed the same into read student. So entire thing was ready. Save the file, and then for verification we will execute the project. Run on server. Yes, choose the server. Execute the file. Finish. The project was executed. To open a browser, I will type my class name as read student. So nothing is placed in my array, so empty array is printed. I will insert a value into my database. I will open my pgadmin. Then I will type a insert query. Insert into table name something called a student of field name comma email. Insert into table name values in bracket. I will type name as Raja comma email ID as something called as raja@gmail.com. Then press semicolon and then execute the same. So yes, completed. Yes, executed. Now I will refresh my Eclipse IDE. Refresh it. Yes, raja@gmail.com. Everything works fine. Now I will create the second one. It's called as create activity. So class, which is named as create, that is insert value, create student. Create student. Finish. Now create student. Similar way, extend something called as HTTP. Extends HTTP servlet. Then inside that I will add do get, same do get method. So do get up. Yes, I will hide everything. So I will perform the basic insert activity. So I will copy paste the code. I don't waste time. Here there is a basic activity for create operation. So I will copy paste it from here. I will paste it here. So insert query, something called as, I will create a new variable, insert underscore query, insert underscore SQL. So insert into table name, table name as student of field name comma, second field name email, then plus is the concatenation operator, bracket, then question mark comma question mark. So semicolon. So I will insert these values. Insert into table name, I think values. So this is ready. Query was ready. Now I will get a value. So something get a value. String name as empty. Then similar way string email as empty. So I will create the same. So name equal to request dot get parameter of name. So I will get the from postman or otherwise ID. So yes. Second one, email equal to, I will get the same. Yes, email. Now statement equal to null. Response dot add header for allowing cross origin. DB connector was ready. If package was not encoded, import the packages. Preferred statement. Yes. Connection equal to connection dot preferred statement of insert SQL. SQL. Preferred statement 1 comma name. Similar way, copy paste the same for 2 comma email ID. So you can insert everything. Email ID. Now preferred statement update. After update, you will print out dot println data inserted successfully. So out is a namespace. Print writer out equal response dot get writer of. Yes. Now I have saved the file. Yes. Save the entire file. So exception was not handled. So something you have to handle the exception. Try and catch. Save the file. Yes. Entire file was saved. Now I will open web.xml and copy paste the entire thing. So name the create student. File name the create student. Create student. Create student. Now save the file and execute the entire project. Run on server. Localhost, Tomcat, next and finish. Restart the server. Now I will create something called as create student. Create student. Then I have passed question mark. I have passed the argument something called as name equal to Kesav ampersand email equal to kesav@gmail.com. Press enter. Data inserted successfully. I will open my PG admin and I will verify the same. Select star from student. I will execute the same. Yes, Kesav. Here also I will verify the same. Here also I will verify the same using read student. Yes, the two data was displayed. Now same way I will perform CRUD operation. First one read, second one create was completed. Now I will update operation. So something called as new, name of the class, update student. Finish. Extend HTTP servlet. Inside that I will call the method called as do get off. I will hide everything. Sorry. Then I will copy paste my update operation code. It's a code for update operation. Before that the connection was missing. So I will copy paste connection from here. So connection, actually connection is available. So okay. So use try and catch block. Okay. Statement. So statement was created. Role ID is not required. Here I will read email ID. I will read both string name equal to empty and string email ID which is equal to empty. Name equal to request dot get parameter of name, no integer dot parsing, request dot get parameter of name. Second one, email ID equal to request dot get parameter of email. So I will read both the value from the same. Now connection, I will establish a SQL connection. So connection con equal to db connector. Statement okay. Update my table named as student and set something called as I will set a name which is equal to name. I have read the name where email which is equal to email. So I will set the email ID. Now JSON object. Yes. Out.println. Out is not available. So I will include print writer out equal response dot set writer. Now entire thing was ready. Now I will execute my file. I think a curly break is missing. Now save and then use web.xml and then copy paste the content. Use it for update student. This is what we have created via update student class. Now save the entire file and execute student management. So execute the same. Next and finish. So the entire operation which will be executed for update student. So yes, I will verify something called as read student. Yes, Kesav, mail ID is kesav@gmail.com. I will update student and then I will paste a single quote. So something called as KESAVAL, Kesavan. If the mail ID was raja@gmail.com. If the mail ID was raja@gmail.com, you will change the name as Kesav. So place it inside single quote. Place both the things inside single quote. Now execute success. Now verify it in the table. Here the raja@gmail.com name was Kesavaraja. Now it will be modified into Kesav. Execute the same. Yes, Kesav, which was modified. This is what update query which works. Update the table. Now the last one CRUD operation which is for delete operation. So new class, name of the class is delete student. Finish. Now I will create extend http roulette. Then inside that I will open do get off. That's fine. Entire thing was ready. Now I will copy paste the code. For delete activity. So statement, yes, fine. I will execute something, read email ID. So string email ID. If email ID I have from a form. So email ID, request get parameter of email ID. Then connection which was established. Then statement was ready. Delete from table student where email equal to email. Email equal to email. Then JSON object status was success. Out is not available. So print writer out equal response dot get writer of semicolon. Now save the file. Try catch is missing. Add try and then close. Catch exception. Now save the file. So yes, fine. Now save entire file and then open web.xml and then copy paste the content and use delete. Save the file and run the project. Run as run on server. Next and finish. So now I will execute something called the delete student. STUDENT delete student. Before that, I will use something called the read student. Read student. So it's comprising of two data. Now I will use delete student of deleting raja.gmail.com. Question mark email equal to single quote raja at gmail.com single quotes, then execute. Success. Now I will use read student. It's only one data is available. So the simple CRUD operation, so we choose to perform create, read, update, and delete. So create for inserting value into Postgres database, read for reading value, update for update, delete for delete activity. So this is the basic process. So entire process is required for a project.